If you're watching this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because what you're about to hear is the kind of story that feels impossible until it happens to someone. And that someone was me. By the time we reached the end of everything I'm about to tell you, I was standing on a beach with the woman who changed my entire life, my boss, holding our child in my arms as she looked at me and whispered, "Let's have another one." But to understand why those words meant everything, you have to know what came before. My name is Ian, 27, quiet, hardworking, the kind of guy who arrives early, leaves late, and still feels like he's invisible. My boss, Zara, 32, confident, sharp, known in the company as unshakable, someone who didn't tolerate mistakes and didn't entertain friendship. We were opposites in every sense, two people whose lives should never have twisted together the way they eventually did. It started with a company retreat. I wasn't supposed to be there, I was only filling in for a colleague who got sick the night before. The plan was simple: fly to a private resort island with the team, spend 2 days in workshops, fly back. But the universe had something else written. On the second day, an unexpected storm hit earlier than predicted. Evacuation boats were sent to move the team to the mainland. One by one they left, but when our turn came, there was only one small emergency boat available, barely enough for 2 people. Zara insisted that her assistant take her spot, saying she'd leave with me on the next boat. There was no next boat. The storm swallowed the ocean, the wind tore the ropes, and we watched helplessly as the last vessel drifted away. We were stranded. No phones. No power. No way to contact anyone. The storm raged for hours, leaving us soaked, shivering, and staring at each other with disbelief. It was the first time I saw fear in Zara's eyes, the same woman who once calmly fired a manager in the middle of a board meeting. When the rain finally stopped, the island looked like it had survived a battle. Trees fallen, paths flooded, supplies gone. We found shelter in a small, half-broken storage hut near the beach. The first night, neither of us slept. Every sound made us jump. Every moment felt unreal. I kept thinking, if we don't get rescued soon, what are we going to do? Days passed. Food grew scarce. We rationed whatever washed ashore. I tried to stay calm, keep her spirits steady, even though I was terrified myself. Zara surprised me. She wasn't the cold, demanding boss I thought she was. She was human. Exhausted. Vulnerable. Grateful for every little thing, even when I simply found dry firewood. In return, she bandaged my cuts, forced me to rest, and shared every piece of food equally. We really talked, for the first time. About life. About dreams we never chased. About how lonely success can feel. The walls she built in the corporate world slowly cracked. I saw someone warm under the armor, someone who carried more weight on her shoulders than she ever showed. Weeks went by. We learned to fish, to collect rainwater, to build a stronger shelter. Survival turned into a routine. Fear turned into partnership. And partnership, slowly, unexpectedly, turned into affection. Not sudden, not dramatic, just the soft, gradual pull between 2 people who learned to trust each other in the hardest moments of their lives. Rescue didn't come until months later. By then, we were not the same people who washed up on that island. We had grown closer than we ever planned. And when we finally returned home, faced the world again, everything felt overwhelming. Cameras. Questions. News headlines. Doctors. Statements to authorities. For weeks, Zara and I barely had time to breathe. But in the middle of all that chaos, something unexpected happened. Zara discovered she was pregnant. She told me on a quiet evening in her office, the same place where I once stood afraid to even knock on her door. She wasn't angry. She wasn't worried. She was calm. Almost peaceful. She said she didn't know what life wanted from her, but she knew one thing: she didn't want to face it without me. That changed everything. 9 months later, I held our baby for the first time. A tiny, warm, breathing reminder that the most unexpected situations can lead to the most beautiful miracles. Zara cried real, unfiltered tears and whispered that she never thought she'd get a second chance at life, let alone one like this. We raised our child together far away from the noise of the corporate world. Zara stepped down from her position to focus on family, on us, on healing from everything we'd been through. Every day felt like a gift, like the island had broken us only to rebuild us stronger. Then one evening, as we walked along a peaceful beach, the kind without storms, without fear, our child sleeping in my arms, Zara slipped her hand into mine. She looked at me, eyes soft with the same warmth I saw on the island months ago, and whispered, "Let's have another one." It wasn't pressure. It wasn't expectation. It was hope. A hope that grew from surviving the unthinkable together. A hope built on trust, on partnership, on a love neither of us expected to find. And that, right there, is why I'm sharing this story with you. Life doesn't always follow your plans. Sometimes it traps you on an island only to show you what truly matters. Sometimes it takes a storm to reveal the people who will stand beside you no matter what. And sometimes, the most unexpected chapter becomes the one you treasure most. If this story touched you, if it made you believe that even the hardest moments can lead to something beautiful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Because every story has a lesson, and you never know when the next one will change your life.